Jai Swaminarayan. Welcome to our e-learning classroom. Today we learn our second poem. The title of the poem is Fire and Ice. This is also written by Robert Frost. So in first poem, in our first video, I discussed about Robert Frost, that he was an American poet. One another things about him is that he is well known for his rural life, and he used American informal types of things in his speech, and he most of look at complex social and philosophical themes in his poems. So in this poem, the title of the poem is Fire and Ice. So these two words is very important in this poem, fire and ice. Fire represent as human desire, and ice represent as human hate. So these things we learn in our stanza. So let's see first stanza. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. So in this line, poet, or we can say the speaker, talks about that some people think that the world will end with fire, or we can say end with fear, or some say that it will end with ice, or it is a freeze. The end of the world is freeze. And the another line, from what I have tasted of desire. So in this line, poet had different kinds of experience about it, and in his experience he saw that, or he tasted of desire, that the desire means here the world will end with desire. So he tasted it differently. And I hold with those who favor fire. So he make it different way. Two type of people are here he described in the first stanza, that some people think that the world will end with fire, the another people think that the world will end, or the end of the world is in freeze, cold type of the end. Cold type of end means it is a silent, or the world will end with some silent killer. So some people favor with fire, and some say that it will end with the other ways. Now in the second stanza, we see that, but if it had to perish twice. So perish means to die. So here he said that it is die differently. How it die differently? Because he used the other word ice that represent hate. So not only the desire, but people's hate is also described here that can end the world. So the two things is very important to end the whole earth or the world. That is here described, that it had to perish twice. The another way it also die. I think I know enough of hate. So he described that other people think that it will end with hate, or hate is enough to end the world. Then to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Suffice means to be enough. So hate is also enough to end the earth. Now in these two stanza, we can learn that the destruction, the world will destruct with different way, that human has power. Which kind of power human has? Hate and desire. That desire can destroy all the world. People desire will never end. So the lust and desire can end the world, and another thing is hate here. So people hate the other one, or we can say that if they hate, then the world will end, or the only quality of their hate can end this world. So here we can say that two things is very important as according our title. Or friends, I will talk about this two stanzas, two words which is very important. हमने ये लर्न किया कि दो वर्ड बहुत ही important है यहाँ पे, और उसके अकॉर्डिंग यहाँ पे जो स्टांजा है वो आपने लर्न किया है, लेकिन अब कुछ और भी मैं आपको दिखाना चाहती हूँ. आई विल शो यू समथिंग डिफरेंट थिंग्स. दैट इज फर्स्ट स्टांजा, poet use different types of scheme. We can say that here rhyming scheme are also followed. This is not free verse poem, it is followed by rhyming verse. So first stanza is followed by A B A A. That is, I have written here already. You can see that first stanza A B A A. So how can it possible A B A A? You can see here in our line that this rhyming word, that is A we can say, and this word rhyme with the another word, that is desire. So fire, desire. So if the word is the same, that means the first line is followed by the second line and followed by the same rhyming word, that we can say it is AA. You can see this AA in another line is also that desire and fire. So this scheme is followed A. Fire and desire. This is followed A and B. Next A and A. So this rhyming scheme is followed here in first stanza. And then in second stanza, this scheme is followed A, B, A, B, A. How can it possible? That is twice and followed by eyes. So twice and eyes. So A, B. Then hate and we can say great. Hate and great. So that also A and B. And the another is remain here suffix. So it is only A. Now see some words which is related fire and ice, which is based on these poems, or we can match these all kind of qualities or words with humans. Like fire, that here related greed, lust, fury, intolerance. Then next for ice, cruelty, hatred, coldness, conflict and indifference. So today we will learn in this poem what is the theme of the poem, what the speaker or the poet want to say, and the two words and many other words is also we describe which is related on it. And we see that why poet use this title and what he want to, or what is the theme of his poem, that how can the world will destruct, or how can the world will end, or what is the main point of the destruction of the whole world, that is fire and ice, which is symbolically used here. How the poet is symbolically used here? Because this is the two words which says different things here. These two words says us desire, lust and the hate, that which is which have in people's quality, or which is in that people destruct with this quality with the whole world. Okay, now we will see which kind of figures poet use here. So in the first stanza, first two lines, that is some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. These two lines followed by three different figures, that is antithesis, repetition and alliteration. Okay, in some figures here repeated again and again, or one line followed by many other different figures, which we have already discussed. I will not discuss it again. We discuss about only new figure. Okay, the second two line, from what I have tasted of desire, this is followed by metaphor. The next line is also followed by the same metaphor. Okay, now talk about second stanza. Second stanza, first line, but if it had to perish twice, this is metaphor. Then I think I know enough of hate, this is metonymy. And the third and the last three line to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. This three line followed by hyperbole, or it is also we can say alliteration. Why alliteration? Because same letter is repeated again and again, so we can say it is alliteration. Repetition is also the same letter repeated again and again is repetition. That same word is also repeat again and again, that is also we can say here some and some, say and say, so that is repetition. Now we will see with some example and definition of this figure. The first figure is here antithesis. So what is antithesis? When opposite ideas are placed side by side for emphasis, it is called antithesis. So opposite ideas are described here. At that time poet use antithesis kind of figure. Some example of it: with a smile on her lips and a tear in her eye. So two kind of things are here, that smile as well as tear. So we can say that it is contrast. It is antithesis. Then another example: forget me for a while and afterwards remember. So here two kinds of ideas are here. That first time said that forget, and the another said that afterwards remember. So two things are here described. So this is also we can say antithesis. As the same in our two line, poet shows the same two contrast kind of ideas. The another is metaphor. So let's see the definition of metaphor. When an indirect comparison is made, it is called metaphor, or it is an implied simile. Sometimes it is implied simile, but here the comparison things are possible. That if we compare something with other, at that time we use metaphor, but we not use any kind of like or is kind of words. We shows the where what we compare with that things, this is the things, that is the same things. Example: life is a journey. So here life is not like a journey, life is journey. So life implied the same word journey. All the world is stage. So the entire world is a drama stage. And the third is here use hyperbole. The definition of it: when a statement is made emphatic by overstatement or exaggeration, it is called hyperbole. Statement is made emphatic by overstatement, and we can say here something happened with exaggeration, or we can say overwhelming, or something more which is not really happened. That shows here. Examples are worth all your laurels. Voice less loud than their hurts. So in last three lines, poet use hyperbole, which is shows that this is not the so much kind of things, but poet shows here exaggeration. So today we learn this poem, different two types of the contrast words, and the themes is also Robert Frost described, and which is the more complex than others. So ready for our next video. Thank you.